here from Empowered Gyms, and we're going to get going with another class for you. A bit of a tough one for some people, but we're going to go for 30 minutes of core, so that's everything in your torso area. We're going to focus on the top section, the lower section, the side, so your obliques, and a bit of your back as well. So we're going to have a nice balanced workout. I'm going to take you through a couple of options for each exercise. So we're going to start with something nice and sort of beginner level. Make sure you're happy with that. And then I'll give you a couple of options for slightly more advanced workouts that you can choose to do if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. But first things first, as with any class, any exercise, we're going to start with a little bit of stretching and mobility with my glamorous assistant, Chris. For once, he's not torturing you, it's going to be me. So we're going to start off on the mat. You'll probably recognise a few of these, but we'll go through them properly so that you're happy with them and get your body moving correctly. So we'll start off lying straight back. We're going to I'll come this way, onto your side, so your knees up. We're looking for a 90-degree angle at the hip. So we're going to do some spinal rotation, but this time we're going to trace along the floor, so I'll just demonstrate for you. So if you start with your arms out, and then your top arm is going to trace in an arch over your head until you reach the other side, so you'll end up in a kind of crucifix position, and then you're going to trace that arc all the way back. So we're going to aim to do 5 on each side, so really let your shoulder rotate and let your spine rotate as well, and feel that movement. So here we go, take it at a pace that suits you. And just really feel that movement. If you carry on for your 5 reps. So just as Chris is doing, you want your knees up, everything stacked nice and equally. So you want your feet on top of each other. That's where your arms will end up too, just on top of each other. And then when you've done your first 5, if you safely move over onto your other side and repeat that movement. It's going to be a little bit harder to see on camera, but this will also give you a good idea of what it should be looking like from the other side. So you're going to open up the top part of your body. Obviously your spine plays quite a major part in core exercise because everything's happening in this kind of area, so we need to get that warmed up, get that moving so that you can perform the exercises safely. You can keep breathing nice and deeply throughout. That's my top tip for the whole class. The worst thing you can do is hold your breath, yet it's what every person does during core exercise. So you can use this stretching section to practice kind of keeping that breath flowing. So next we're going to come onto all 4s. So you want your hands and knees kind of about hip width, shoulder width apart, back nice and flat, so you don't want to be in or out at this point. This is otherwise known as the cat and cow for whatever reason. So what you're going to do is you're going to extend your spine, bring your head up, and then tuck your head under, bring your spine up, tilt your pelvis. And you're going to keep that movement flowing between the two. Carry on with that movement. I'll let you focus on what Chris is doing. So really exaggerate the movement. Remember, don't strain your spine. You want to kind of follow the natural flow of the movement. We'll just do a few more seconds. Keep breathing, keep that nice and consistent. Perfect. And then when you're ready, you're going to stay on the mat. You'll be bringing your bum back onto the top of your heels. And your arms are going straight out in front of you. So you're almost bowing down, but I want you to focus on pushing your shoulders down towards the mat. So again, nice deep breath. Find a depth that's comfortable for you. You should feel it through the top of your arms. And again, just hold that. If you keep holding, just like Chris is doing. So it's fully fine if you want to relax as well. This has quite a nice kind of stretching effect. So if you are feeling a bit stiff anyway, then it's a good time to really kind of connect with the stretching. And what we'll do is some warm-up exercises to then get your body moving a bit more. So if you relax, Chris, thank you.
Thank you.
That is just the start. So we're going to start, as I mentioned, we're going to focus on different points of the core because we want balance. We want to sort of improve your strength and stability in this whole section. So what I'd like to do, if you're okay with this, is to start on your back. So what we'll do is split this in two. So we're going to do a superset, 2 exercises back to back. Your first one's going to focus on the kind of middle upper part of your core, and the second one will be slightly more of the lower area. We'll start at a warm-up pace, get you moving, and we'll talk through the exercises properly and the different options you have. So your first one, we're going to be doing a sit-up crunch. So your back is coming all the way flat onto the mat, your knees are going to be up and your arms back. So if you find this position nice and comfortable, if you can, focus on keeping your spine nice and flat against the mat. You'll find if you tilt your pelvis just down slightly that you get that straight line and your spine will be nice and supported. So the movement is, you're going to reach up, touch the top of your knee, find that crunch, and then come straight back down again. So you're reaching up and coming back down. So we'll be starting with this. Stick with that one if that's what you're happy with. You should feel an effective kind of crunch in your abs as you come up. Do, if you can, avoid using any momentum. You're really keeping your core tight, curling up. You can pause for a second if you like, and then peeling back down. So none of this, otherwise you'll probably just smash your head in the floor. If you want to kind of progress this movement a little bit, you can keep to exactly the same movement, but as you come up, reach your opposite arm to the opposite knee. So up with a little twist. If you want to progress it even further, which I know Karen and Julie are probably watching this, so this one's for you. We can keep the same kind of movement. Pop your legs straight in the air. It's up to you really if you want to keep your arms out. I find this easier to follow a movement. So you'll be coming up, reaching towards your toes and back down. But find a movement that works for you. If you're unsure, stick with that first one and we'll build up from there. So we'll start with a little warm-up version of this. I think I'm slightly meaner than Chris at warm-up, so we're going to do a full 30 seconds of this one.
Oh, good.
So, Watch Chris if you need to for this one. Move as much as you can. Again, as we say in all of our videos, if you do have any questions, pop them in the comments so that we can try and coach along with the class and get you moving correctly and confidently. So if you're ready, 30 seconds, let's go. So breathing wise, as I mentioned, very important in core. As Chris is demonstrating here, if you're able to, big breath out as you come up and then breath in as you come down. I know a lot of you do sometimes struggle with coordination, as do I, so it's not too militant. 3, 2, and 1, relax. Well done. So yeah, just find that breathing rhythm that works for you. Our second exercise that we're going to use as another warm-up for you is based on a leg raise. So same thing, stay where you are, back nice and flat. Even more important here to keep your spine flat. So if I lie like this, probably can't see, but there's a gap between my back and the floor. If you force your pelvis back towards the floor, you'll find that your spine settles. So to start off with this one, preferably you're going to have your legs straight, although if that feels too much of a strain, just bend them slightly, and we're going to focus on touching each heel to the floor just slightly and then bringing it to the starting position. So if you can, get into a rhythm with your legs, nice and steady, but then focus on keeping your core really tight and your back nice and flat. If you are looking for a bit more of a challenge, you can. I personally, for this one, have to put my hands under my bum because I can't be trusted. But if you want to advance that, you can put your legs together, so you'll be bringing them down just above the floor and then all the way up. So down, just above the floor, all the way up. But for now, if you're happy, stick one leg, little touch. And remember, all that work is coming from the core, so don't swing your legs. Nice and slowly, touching each side. Perfect. So, another 30 seconds, and then we're going to get them moving back to back, get some hard work going. So, let's go. So again, if you can breathe in and then out on the effort. So as you bring that leg up, breathe out. It will help you with the movement. We're just over halfway. So you can see that Chris's spine is nice and kind of flat and still against the mat, and the core is helping those legs move. And relax. Perfect. So those are our first two exercises. We're going to run them together. We've done our 30 seconds. I'm going to add an extra 10 seconds onto your working set. So we're going to go for 40. See how we feel about that. Remember, take it at a tempo that works for you. You're not trying to bang out 200 reps in 40 seconds because you might make it to the end of this set and then just leave. So we're going to keep it nice and steady. Really focus on the core area. That's where you're doing your work. So if your arms and legs are involved, let them move along with your core. No swinging of the arms, particularly on this first one. So 40 seconds. You're going to have a little breather in between each one, a couple of seconds, and then a proper break at the end of the pair. So let's go with our sit-ups in 3, 2, and 1. So keeping it nice and steady, you will feel your core doing the work. Remember, if you want, you can add that little twist, opposite arm to opposite knee. And keep that moving. You just over 10 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Take a deep breath, have a drink of water. Especially now Chris is doing the exercise. So we're going straight into our second one. The legs are going to start at the top. So bent or straight, find what works for you, and let's go. Perfect. So remember, core braced all the way through. No swinging of the legs. You will feel it down in this kind of area the most. We're almost there. Keep it moving. And relax. Have yourselves a little break.
Thanks.
Not you.
Oh.
So we're going to go 3 times through. We've had our warm up. Luckily that counts as 1 this time.
Oh, good.
This has been your second set. We're going to go through 1 more of these 2 exercises and then we're going to change it up. So if you make your way back down to your mat slowly, there's a lot of getting up and lying down with core, so just remember, be aware that you might get dizzy. Sit-ups first. When you're ready, let's go. Nice, so hopefully you can hear Chris's breathing, that nice big breath as he comes up and in as you come down. And that slight pause with the knee touch just to really get that contraction into the core. You've got 15 seconds left. This tempo is absolutely perfect if you can manage it. If you need to go a little bit slower, that's fine. Almost there. 3, 2, relax. Very small breather. What I didn't tell you is I've added an extra 5 seconds.
I thought that was longer.
5 seconds can make a difference.
Yep.
So, same thing with this one, 45 seconds. Same as before, leg raises. So, we're going to get going straight away, legs up, and let's go. With your arms, you can do as Chris does. It's really whatever you feel allows you to get your spine in the correct position, nice and flat. So, across your chest, pop them either side of you, or if you're out of control like me, then pop them under your bum. Coming up to halfway through. Again, this is a great tempo if you can manage it. Do bend your knees slightly if you're going to find that a little bit easier. Nice. Last 10 seconds. Keep it moving. And relax. Perfect. Give yourself a little chill out session for not too long, to be honest. So, we're done on our backs for now. We're going to move over, so you're going to be facing down towards the mat. So, our first exercise is everyone's favourite. I think I could name every member of this gym because of how much they love planking. Woo! So, as I'm sure you're aware of what the plank is, but just to make sure we're all doing it properly and we're all happy with it. So, you're essentially going to end up with your forearms on your mat, and with your full plank, you're going to be on your toes, hips nice and low, aiming for a straight line from your head to the back of your heel. If it's easier for you, you can drop onto your knees. but you want to try and find that contraction in your core so that you're still squeezing. So either on your knees, you're going to bring it onto your toes, or if you prefer, you can come into a tall plank. So the key with this one is you want your hands to be directly below your shoulders, so not far out in front. You want to kind of make a column. So whatever works for you. The key is, and I'll show you with my lovely assistant, so I can point out any slight issues with it or areas that you need to look out for and keep mindful of to keep that nice straight plank. So we're going to go straight in at 30 seconds with our first plank. After the plank, let's get set up for both exercises. We're going to not forget our backs, so we're going to go in for a back extension. So you'll be pleased to know you'll be all the way down on the mat. Your hands are going to come either side of your temples. So if you can keep looking down, it's not a particularly pleasant view, but it means that you're going to be nice and aligned in your spine. So you're going to peel your chest up and back down. So peel your chest up, you're looking for that little crunch in your mid to lower back, and then back down. So let's give those a go. I'm going to start off with a 30-second plank. So remember, on your knees, on your toes, whatever works for you. And let's go. Perfect. So straight line from here all the way up to the crown of your head if you can. If you are exercising anywhere with a mirror, it's a great idea to just have a little look and see if you are maintaining that straight plank. Got about 10 seconds left. Keep breathing all the way through. And relax. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully you're all right. So straight into your back extensions. Let's go. 30 seconds. Perfect. So you want to lift up as high as you're comfortable. If you feel any pain or sort of discomfort, then bring it down a little bit. Perfect. We've passed halfway. Awesome. Keep your feet on the ground if you can. And relax. Well done. Have yourself a short break.
Thanks.
Now, as we are mixed ability, and I'm quite nice most of the time, but sometimes I'm not, we are going to add some time onto both the plank and the back extension.
Thanks.
Do your best. If you find you get to about 30 seconds, I'll give you a little kind of pointer when we hit 30 seconds of the plank. If you find that your hips are dipping or raising up too much, or you just simply can't hold it, you could either drop to your knees at that point or bow out at 30 seconds. I would rather you did a perfect plank for 30 seconds than 30 seconds of perfection and 10 seconds of breaking your back. So I'm happy for you to be intuitive on this one. So let's go. 40 seconds this time. Core nice and tight. You do want to really squeeze your tummy to help maintain the stiffness of the plank. If you find there's a lot of strain in your shoulders, make sure you're not shrugging them upwards. You want to bring them back, retract them, and focus all of that into your core. You've got 10 seconds, Chris. And relax. Well done if you managed that. It's not easy. Pop yourself all the way down as you did before. We're going straight into back extensions. Let's go. Nice. So again, if you can, breathe out as you come up, in as you go down. But do try and keep looking down towards the floor, otherwise you're going to injure your neck potentially Coming up to 20 seconds, so halfway. Nice, last 10. And keep it moving all the way to the end and relax. Well done. Take another break, have a drink. We are doing half an hour focused on a small group of muscles, so do kind of give yourself a good recovery period. I will too, even though I'm doing nothing. Cool. So, last round of these two. So, this time I really will give you a 30-second warning on the plank. We're going to go up to 45 if you can. Nothing crazy. So, are you ready, Chris?
Yeah.
Are you ready? So get yourselves down, into position, and let's plank. Nice. A lot of the plank is very psychological, so don't think you can't do it, because you can. Drop to your knees if you need to. We've had 20 seconds. If you can make another 10, that will be 30. Try and maintain that line, just as Chris is doing. And that's 30 seconds. I'm going to try and go for another 15. I know you're all still watching because you want to see him defeated. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Well done.
Thanks.
So down on your mat, flat on the floor, same thing, last time through. Let's go. Heel up that chest and back down. So as with some other exercises, don't spend too much time flat on the floor, as you will just be lying flat on the floor. So do just pause for a second and then back up into your next rep. You're just about to pass halfway. If you can stay for the full 45 on this one, slightly less challenging than the plank. Nice consistent breathing, and your last 10 seconds are coming up. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. So the bit we've noticeably left out, but we are definitely not going to leave out, is your sides, so your oblique muscles. So we're going to get a twisting movement in. These are fairly similar movements, so you're going to get a really good workout here. It's my favourite bit of my core to work out. I'm sure no one else will agree, but so the first one, you're going to go for a Russian twist, so you may well be familiar with this one. So the general principle is you're going to find the V position, so your knees and your body are going to create a V. The further back you lean, the more resistance there's going to be against your core. So find an angle that works for you. I like to say, imagine you're hugging a big beach ball, or you can keep your arms straight if you prefer, but I find this gets the movement kind of going really nicely. So you're going to twist to each side. So you're looking again for that crunch, but this time in the sides. So you can bring it round. Helps if you look in that direction as well, then you get a nice twist in your torso. So that's going to be your first one. If you do have a tin of beans or a tin of something, any tinned goods or heavy goods, you can grab that and place it on either side of you, but it's just as effective at this point to work with just your body weight. And your second one, you're going to come back onto your mat. Again, your feet are going to be about hip width apart. You're going to bring your shoulders up off the mat and then find that crunch position. Arms remain straight, and you're going to be reaching either side of your heels and just tapping Again, keep your breathing nice and consistent. This one, I think, is pretty difficult, whichever way you look at it. So we're going to keep that one how it is. The first one, like I mentioned, if you do want to add something safe and heavy, you can use that to do your rotations. So, we're going to go straight in at 40 seconds on this one. So we're delighted to hear it. So, let's go. So as you can see, we've got the slight angle. Find what works for you. You don't want to be straining before you start twisting. Nice. So really follow, if you can, looking down towards the floor on either side to really get that twist in. You've got about 15 seconds left, but keep moving all the way. I will let you know when you can have a rest. Perfect, you're almost there. And relax. Focus on this one because you're really going for it in these two back-to-back exercises. So shoulders come slightly off the mat and you're tapping each heel. Let's go. Keep breathing nice and consistent. I hear a lot of people that have neck strain during this. I find it really helps either to look straight up, so again think of your spine being in one straight line, or push your tongue to the roof of your mouth with some force, and then it will stop your neck from straining. Perfect, you've got 10 seconds left. Keep it up if you can. Almost there. Relax, well done. Have a proper break. Grab some water. I know you're probably comfortable lying down, but you need to keep hydrated. We have got 2 more sets of this and then we are done. You've had a nice, well-rounded workout, even though it's not probably the easiest, but you can always start with the simpler options and then challenge yourself to work up to the slightly more advanced versions of each one, if that's something that you feel will keep you motivated. So, I'm going to go up to 45 seconds this time. You can do it. Russian twist, let's go. Perfect. So, placement of your feet, I would do what Chris is doing, so just root your heel on the floor, whatever allows you to kind of complete this movement effectively, and that big twist each side. We've got 20 seconds left. Keep it up, stay focused, and keep squeezing your core all the way through. Last 10 seconds. Well done, and relax. Straight down, no rest for the wicked. The end is in sight, so keep it moving nice and strong. You're almost there. Shoulders up, and let's go. This one is tough because you've got that kind of isometric contraction here. So if you do find it too much, drop down for a second or two, and then bring yourself straight back up into the movement. This pace is perfect. There's no need to kind of race either side. Nice and steady. Keep your breathing consistent. We've got 15 seconds left. Keep that focus all in your core. Again, try not to swing your body to do the work instead. Keep it going. And relax. Well done. Final break. And then final set. How are you doing?
Better done nothing.
This is the dream of everyone.
Hey?
This is the dream of everyone.
Make me do everything.
I'm sure you'd all like to be here to witness this.
Thank
That's
God
why we
we're all
filmed it for you. Perfect. So last time through, it's your final push, and then you can call it a day for core. So Russian twists. Again, find the angle that works for you. Hollow space between your arms, and big twist. Let's go. I'm adding an extra 5 seconds. Nice. Perfect. So you're moving through the center, and then little pause each side. Just really get that crunch in. Coming up to your final 20 seconds. Nice. But as you can see, nice straight spine. You want to maintain that as much as you can. Keep it moving. You're very nearly there. In 3, 2, and relax. Last one. So final push. Let's really go for it. Shoulders up, and let's go. Remember, just tap whichever part of your foot feels comfortable. Don't strain yourself to reach down too far. Just find that little stretch, little crunch, and give it a little tap. Perfect. You've got 30 seconds left. Remember breathing, and remember any neck strain, push your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Sounds really bizarre, but it will help you. Coming up to your last 10 seconds. You've got this. Stay focused. And relax. I think it's safe to say we can call it a day on core. So, hopefully that was helpful for you. We've targeted everything. At least I hope so. So you've got your upper abs, a bit of the lower, done some back and the sides. So that's a really good, thorough core workout that you can mix in with your other routines. We will have plenty more videos coming with, beginner level, more advanced level exercises. So do tune in again for more core classes and plenty of others.